Welcome to Trading Lounge and the gold report for the 18th of September. I don't have time to do silver today, so let's just go straight to gold. This is the monthly chart here, so wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and wave 5 to the upside here. We're looking for 5 waves inside this structure here, so we're looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we're in the third wave here, and between the wave 2 and 3 we're also looking for 5 waves as well as 1 and 2 here, 3, 4 and 5 here. So let's take a closer look into the weekly chart here for that. So from wave 1 and 2 here all the way up for 3, 4 and 5. So between 2 and 3 here we're looking for 5 waves of 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and wave 4 to wave 5 here we're also looking for 5 waves as well. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So on that basis we will look at the daily chart now. And on the daily chart from wave 4 down here to wave 5 up here, we're looking for those 5 waves. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3 here. And then we've been working through wave 4. As I mentioned when we got here, because we've been trading long here, once we got here, I mentioned that wave 4 would play out across the 2000 level. Wave 4s can get rather complicated, but this one, as they mature, it becomes easier. So with that in mind, we're looking at a bit of a triangle in here for wave B. So I'm still looking for a move lower here before we go higher here. Okay, so let's go in and take a closer look. So for wave 4, now that it's maturing a little bit, let's just open this up so we can see it. So we do have a triangle, but the triangle's in wave B here, not wave A. So we've got wave A down here, and then we've got an A, B, C, D, and E wave here for wave B. And then we're looking at an impulse wave down here for wave 1, pulling back for wave 2, which will take us up to the 1960 sort of area, and then wave 3, 4, and 5. This pattern here too is pretty much lining up with the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 and so on as well. So they all could just move together. You'd think they'd move in the opposite, but and they do at times, but see if they're in sync or not would be one thing. So now let's just go to the 1 hour chart for this. It's quite easy to see that we can have 3 waves here for the wave A, 3 waves for the B wave, 3 waves for the C wave, and then we've got 5 waves down here, down to here. So we'll look for an A and a B and a C wave to finish the D wave off. And then we need 3 waves in the E wave here. So as we counted before, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So wave A here, wave B here, and wave C. Let's go in and take a closer look at that. So the obvious thing here is that from this high here, we have 5 waves down here. So that means that we'll get an ABC correction back to the 61.8% mark, thereabouts. It may go a little bit higher. This little area in here is where the next resistance is here, so it could go a bit higher. We can take a look at that in a bit more detail, but it's quite clear here that we've got an A and a B and a C wave here for this, and that and then we've got 5 waves down here, so it's all pretty good. So this would be valid, this count would be valid unless this high would be taken out here. So if this high is taken out, then we can go long from that point. I can see where we can count it for 5 waves actually. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1, back for wave 2, and this would all be wave 3 here, from this low of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the third wave, a fourth wave, and a fifth wave here. But the fourth wave here really overlaps the top of wave 1, and it's so short compared to wave 1 here, so it's probably not the case. So we're probably better off putting that over here for that. even though it's a C wave down. I have to double check on that. Anyway, not to worry about that too much at the moment, because either way, the purpose of this video is to get you short at the right time. Okay, so we're looking to go short here. Now that this is pushing up here, let's just check it out on the 15-minute chart first. It might be easier. I don't have this label, but just for visuals checking it out. So we'll quite easily see that we've got an impulse wave here and a corrective wave across here, and this one's not finished. Normally there's some sort of equality between wave A and the low. I'm going to take it from the low just here for that. So that will bring us in how close to the 61.8%, just lining the ducks up basically. So that will bring us up into the 61.8. So we can pretty much be looking at 1958 to 1960. If we're going to be pushing at the 1960, we can go to 1962, because 62 really is 61.8%. So there'll be some geometry in that there. So in a nutshell, we can just go short below this area through here. You can go shorter up here, but you really want each leg confirmed, so that's a bit of an issue there. But let's just shoot the breeze here for a moment, and let's say that that's 60 there. That makes a nice resistance area there. So you could short from there, but you wouldn't want to do a full trade from there. And also too, what we'd need to see here, this is probably some, I don't know if that's the, let's just go to the tick chart actually. Let's just see if we can figure this out a bit clearer. So we've got our impulse wave up here, that's okay. It looks like we've got 5 waves down here for that. Looks like we've got a corrective wave here and here for that. So I'm thinking this is wave 1 and 2 here, and obviously this is pushing up here for the 3rd wave, but this is not finished yet. So that strong part in the trend just here, this is a series of 1s and 2s in here, and the 3rd wave expanding here. So that's the halfway mark from that. So I can't draw on this side of the tick chart, really unfortunate problem with that. So we can go down here for that, so we could grab that if that's roughly halfway and then move that there. So that will take us to the top of the 3rd wave to that point, and then we would have a 38.2% retracement level here to back into this space here, or to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree in here, and then we've got wave 5 to the upside here. So wave 5 roughly to this point here, taking that to the 38 point. That brings us in, it's getting really close in there, isn't it? Because that brings us up to where we need to be. That's at 56, so we're talking 58 and 60 so in there. So that's where we are. But what I was thinking is that once that's actually finished, so a couple of things here. So that means that once this market pushes up here, it's still dealing with the 150 here at the moment. Okay, so this is the midpoint here. It's doing some type of corrective move here, so it's not a big deal. But this may come back down here a little bit, or it can just push up from this point here. But once it leaves, once it makes a new high above here, right, and it's up in this space up here, then we can use this number to short out. When this market comes back down and finds this number as the retested resistance, so that means a move down here like this here, and then reference point low here, then we can short it from that point, right? So that means that we can probably short it around the 1949 area, so that brings us a little bit closer to the top area there. So just going back to the 1 hour chart here for a moment. So first of all, we'll turn this box green, and you can look to short it in there. So just going back into here, we're looking at one of these as up for 1 and back for 2. So We've got up for 1 and back for 2, and then we're going up for the third wave, which is going to take us a bit higher into the 55, 56 area here, then a fourth wave pulling back, and then a fifth wave coming into this space here. So really at the top end, between around 58 would be nice. But if you see weak, I mean, there's going to be weakness at number 8 there anyway at 58. 8's always a profit-taking number. So shorting it in this top area here in your own way, and you know, everybody's got their own little methods, and that's really important. You have to have your own method as such. So, but what we can do now is we can move this up here to the 1949 sort of area here. So that's where the full trade should go in, and half a trade here for that. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I just wanted to let folks know just an update on this whole correction coming across here. But it's, in my humble opinion, I think we've still got one more leg to go down. But if we're wrong, then taking this top out here, that would be the invalidation point at that point. So you can start to go long from that area there now. So yeah, if you want to short that, then that would be the way to do it. And we'll be looking for wave 3. Let's just map, well, that's okay here. So we should see wave 3 come in when the market comes down into group 1 here, 30, 20, and 10. It'll be a little bit bumpy. Then wave 4 will make it also messier still. So the target to the downside would probably be in group 2 here. So group 2 is 65, 72 and 80 at that point. And that will make it pretty much the old low over here as well. So that's all a good fit. Everything's a pretty good fit from here. So yeah. So short-term traders looking to trade short, and long-term traders just waiting to see if we get this move down here, then we can look to purchase down here for ETFs and all of the longer term stuff, which will take us probably up to, if we just go to the daily chart and just work ahead here a little bit. So that will probably take us to, the extension was in 3, so we've got 1 here. So yeah, we'll probably end up in the top of group 1 somewhere. So group 1 is 100, 200 and 300, and then 500 is the next medium level to the upside. So what we're looking for here is 5 waves up into this space. So I'll just take that a little bit higher in here, and may go up to this point here and fail, but we'll just take it to here. It's not, we'll track it anyway. But then there'll be this larger ABC pattern here, and then we can go up from that point. Actually, that can take us a bit deeper. We'll talk about that later. But just wanted to get those 2 legs in there with a little bit of definition, so to speak. Still pretty wild and radical at this stage, but yeah, that's where we're looking at this point. So that's the count. If that top gets taken out, then it's bullish from that point, and we would need to look at this here as the A wave here, B wave up here, and the C wave here is originally doing, but this leg here is not really displaying that type of price action here. So the trend line's held quite nicely through here, as you can see, and it's at this point here where it's like, you know, finding it like as resistance more so than support. So it's becoming weaker at that point. Yeah. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.